You're watching Talonted Productions.
You're watching Connect 4.
Thank you, Sir James. Before we go any further, I would like to take a minute to recognize the young lady dancing behind me right now. Sushi is that holder. She's like my favorite cosplayer and model at the moment. Thank you, Sushi. Thank you for being our C4 girl. Initially, this started out, I was trying to give myself objectives so that I could download stock audio and stock video. But I'm not really a technical person, and I don't know if you've ever downloaded stock anything, but you can't just like download the entire library. You have to pick things and then go through categories. So the best way to come up with categories for me was by hanging out with people, my friends, and that's how Connect 4 really started, was just a hang. Connecting 4, I wanted to reach different people. I wanted to talk to different people. And it started off very rough. If you watched the first 3 episodes, the show didn't know what it was. It was this, it was that. Within 3 episodes, I figured out what it would be. Because it seemed to be that Shellman was asking me whether the camera was on all the time or not. So I was like, you know what? If we're doing something, like let's play Connect 4. If we play Connect 4, he won't ask me whether the camera's on or not. We'll just start talking about shit while we're playing Connect 4. And then we'll take it from there. And it worked. It worked like a charm. So right there, I knew I had something. By the 3rd episode, which was the second game I played of Connect 4 with Shellman, I realized that this is something that needs to be like, I need to be interviewed. I need to have different people. It needs to be a different person every time. I like playing ping pong where I bounce things back and forth with people and come up with ideas. The same way that downloading these things, I couldn't just come up with it. I had to have an idea of like what was the goal, like what are we going for? Okay, I need that, and then I'd go for that, and then go on these long rabbit holes of downloading things that would take me like days and days, which brings us to the problem of downloading.
That's the page where you download your stock footage. They have pretty much anything you can think of. So what would happen is we'd be talking about a subject on Connect 4, and then I would go to this page and collect whatever stock footage we needed for that episode, but that would bring up a whole category. So I'd go through the category and figure I need to get everything in that category, and I would spend all day doing it, several days sometimes, just constantly clicking and downloading, to the point that the people actually locked me out of the website 3 times over the course of my year's subscription. They thought I was a bot. I would spend days and days and days during my Connect 4 editing sessions just downloading, sometimes while things were rendering, sometimes just doing nothing but that. That was one of the major mission objectives of Connect 4. I wanted to develop the ability to edit in a log cabin somewhere and have a hard drive that has every stock footage thing I could ever need, every sound effect, every piece of music. I know that's not feasible. There's in creating new stuff all the time, but for any given project, I would like to be able to escape and have all that stuff there.
Totally worth it. Everything is, I have an incredibly huge library at this point. So mission accomplished on all fronts when it came to getting the audio, when it came to getting the video, and now I have a show which is fully developed. My advice to anybody else that wants to do something is to just do it. I know you hear that all the time, you know, Nike and all that crap, but seriously, like, here's a snippet from me and Dan talking that I can't stress it enough.
I'm thinking the same thing as what's happening right now, and I'm trying to master at home now. When we were talking about doing a podcast back in 2011, me, Carlos, and Shellman sitting in the room, you guys have already seen footage, whether you're aware of it or not, but some of the first episodes, footage from that day. I got to a point where I realized we were overthinking everything. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. You have a rough idea? Okay, well then run with that and then see what happens.
Right.
Like to the point now, the lighting's better, our white balance is better, the audio is better.
Well, you're always gonna do that. Like you're always gonna tweak it. So why not just start doing it?
The show's fairly simple. I set up a green screen, some lights, and a camera, and a couple of chairs. Sit down with some people and chit chat. And that's really it. I set out, I said I went online and I asked people, I said, what do you consider to be a full season? Is it 8 episodes? Is it 12 episodes? In the consensus, people got back to me. They didn't know what they were answering either. I just asked, what do you think is a full season? And the general consensus was 12. So 12 episodes. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do 12 episodes of this thing called Connect 4. I'm like, oh, I got mission objective, get this sound effect, mission objective, get this background. But then I started thinking to myself, I want to show people what I can do editing wise. So that included like all kinds of compositing and stuff. And you know me, I love my Kangles. Well, I had a Kangle that had a green bill across the front in episode 5 with AC. And I wore that in front of the green screen because I said, you know what, I'm going to show people. I can wear this green filled cap and still sit in front of the green screen and make the green and then take everything else away and it'll still look great. Well, yeah, I was able to do it, but it took a really long time. I kept telling myself, everybody says, you know, you need your 10,000 hours before you're a pro. So keyframing is a pain in the ass, but you know, sometimes it's necessary. And I decided I would make it necessary so that I could show that I'm capable of that. I wanted Connect 4 to be a living resume. I wanted people to see that I can literally build something from nothing, and if there is a problem, I know how to fix it. So I would even create the problems and then fix it. And then there are episodes like episode 11 where, you know, he's wearing glasses, sunglasses. His were colored. And then I felt like, oh, he's wearing sunglasses, I need to wear sunglasses. Mine were not colored, so they reflected the color of the green screen. So then I needed to go back and mask out the green on that. But like I said, 10,000 hours, right? You watch episodes 1 through 3, it's one thing. Watch from 4, 5, and 6, it's another thing. 7, 8, and 9, a whole nother. And 10, 11, 12. And now it's a fully formed show. It's pretty awesome. And that's really what this is. It's a hang. This is just people hanging out talking, and you're the third person. It's me, whoever, and then the third person. First podcasts I ever heard, I was floored because it was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm hanging out in the room with my friends and I'm having a good time, but I can't say anything. And I was kind of hoping that this would be like that, but on steroids, almost like if you had taken mushrooms or something, because there's little sound effects and birds flying around. Which brings us to what this is. That's exactly what this was. I was building a website. I needed an opportunity to get all these people together, to tell them what I wanted to do with them. I thought to myself, I'm gonna need something else to show. Something else to put on this website. Also, develop the effects that I wanted to be on the website. And the only way I know how to do that is through a creative medium and by creating something. And I created something, and that is this unholy creation that you watch right now, Connect 4. Having succeeded in my mission, I had set out to do 12 episodes, but it became a thing, so now I'm just gonna keep doing it. And anytime I meet somebody interesting, I'll ask them to play a game of Connect 4, and hopefully, you know, we'll just keep this thing going. But in the meantime, you know, I'm gonna get back to what I set out to do, and when I was building my editing suite, and make some movies. TalontedProductions.com is now up and running. Go check us out, and that's where we're gonna live from now on. You're gonna see Connect 4, The Side Piece, 42, and TV. 4 original shows, all on TalentedProductions.com. Right now, Connect 4 is the only one you're going to see as of the launch of this episode, but you'll see more soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Like Ashawn said, be on the lookout for Talented Productions for what's next.